know if this came from Randy's mom or my mom.
Hi guys, welcome to my channel. I'm Melinda, plain and simple.
Today I am in my family room and I have some things all around me that I am going to share with you, things that I have decluttered from around my house. So if you want to do a little decluttering along with me, grab your stuff and come on. And we'll sort of do it together. I've already got mine, but if you want to grab some stuff around your house, maybe go in and peek in a few other places, let's do it. Well, first, I have some Christmas cards that I'm ready to declutter. Recently, I decluttered our coat closet, and that is where I kept our Christmas cards. And I let go of a bunch of the Christmas cards, but when I was getting ready to put them away, I realized I still had more than I wanted to keep. So I grabbed out a few more, and I'm ready to let those go. And then I grabbed out a few more to let go of. And I found a few more. This one is full of a mix of cards. So a bunch more cards here. And all of these. So all of these cards are now leaving. And I still have plenty. So I let go of a bunch of cards and I feel really good about it. And I'm ready to go ahead and post those on Buy Nothing. All the other ones have already been gifted away, but I haven't posted those yet because I wanted to be able to put them in a video. Another thing that I found when I was going through the Christmas cards were a bunch of newsletters. These are from family and friends. I read them when we first got them, but I wanted to read them one more time and then just go ahead and let them go. I've read them. I'm ready to let them go. Then also, when I was going through the coat closet, I found some of these things that you warm them up in the microwave. My sister made these for me, and my husband, she made them for us at Christmas one year. So I had this one in there, and I had said at the time that I did that video that I used the one that I had, but I knew it would be, at some point I would have to go ahead and toss it. Right after that video, it got a hole in it, and that happens. I kept it in a pillowcase, and then that way I could wash the pillowcase, but I knew they wear out, and it got a little hole, so I'm ready to go ahead and let this go. And so I pulled this one out of the closet so that I could go ahead and start using it, but I realized it's made out of a different fabric. It feels really heavy to me. And I just thought, I don't want to use it. So rather than just hanging on to it, I'm going to go ahead and let this go as well, along with the two little hand warmers that match it. And I have the two little heart-shaped ones that she made. I'm not going to use those either. And even though these are just adorable, the little mitten ones, the little glove ones that she made, I'm not going to use any of these. So I'm going to toss the one that I had been using, the one that has the hole. But I'm going to go ahead and post these on Buy Nothing and see if anybody wants them. Maybe somebody can put those to use. So that was stuff that I found, that I decided after the declutter that I don't need it. I'm just going to go ahead and let it go. And that happens a lot of times. And it happened when I went through my pantry as well, because I had these plates. These came from a pizza place that we went to for our anniversary last year. And I put them up on a high shelf thinking, oh, we'll use them. I didn't want to be wasteful. I don't know why they gave us so many. There's just two of us. But they gave us a bunch of plates. I think we ordered to go. And but I put them up there thinking we'll use them, and we didn't use them. So when I went through my pantry, I put them on a lower place, or in a place that I could access. And I'm thinking, well, we'll use them. And then I thought, you know what? We're not going to use them. So like a day or two later, I went and pulled them back out and put them in with my stuff to go ahead and declutter. So I have some plates and I have some napkins. And I think some of these are some other napkins. They say, let it snow. We're not going to use those either. And I had this little bowl that was sitting up there with it too. I'm not going to use any of that. So I'm just going to go ahead. I'm going to post, well, maybe not the napkins, I don't know, but I'll post these on Buy Nothing because maybe somebody will want to use the plates. I don't know. If not, then I can always just go ahead and toss them. And speaking of things that we get from restaurants that we're not going to use, I had a whole bunch of these. And this happens a lot. a bunch of plasticware. So what happens is if we eat out, or if my husband eats out at a restaurant or something for lunch, most of the time it doesn't get used. I have a little bin in our silverware drawer, or in our spare gadget store, and I keep just a few in there. I used to keep all of them, and so when I first started decluttering, it was hard for me to let them go. But I ended up bags and bags and bags of these things, and so I went ahead and started decluttering them. Now I just keep what fits in that little bin, and when it starts getting overflowing, I just go ahead and go through it and just keep my bare minimum. I keep 2 spoons, 2 forks, 2 knives, and 2 sporks. That's all I keep in there. And then when I go through it, I just keep those, and then everything else gets decluttered. So again, I will post these on Buy Nothing. Maybe somebody can use them for their kids or for a picnic or something. So I'm pretty sure they'll get used somehow or other. Another thing that I tend to find that we don't need to keep, but I used to keep, are these little bread things. So when I went through my I think it was when I went through my pantry. No, I went through my drawers there in the kitchen, and I decluttered a few. Well, I noticed the other day there were 4 in the drawer in the bread bin, and my husband tosses them in there when he's done with them. And so I leave 1 or 2 every once in a while, but then I'll go through and I'll clear them out. I don't need to keep them. I used to keep them. I don't know. That's one of the things that changes, as you continue with your decluttering, you start realizing you don't need to keep all that stuff. So then let's see. Another thing that I am decluttering are these mason jars. I don't decant a lot of foods. I do decant our sugar, and I decant our dry cat food. We have 2 cats, and so we get the big bag of cat food. And I find it's just easier for me to handle it if I go ahead and decant that into jars. And so I got mason jars. I had these already. I was using these, and then I decided it did work to do it that way. So we got a pack of the bigger size mason jars, but it wasn't enough to hold the whole thing of cat food. So I've been still using these, and it's been a year. And so finally I broke down, and I just went ahead and we got another pack of the bigger jars. So I don't have a use to keep these. I asked my husband if he needed any. He thought about it for a couple days, and finally I said, I'm just going to go ahead and get rid of them. I'm not going to keep them because maybe. And so next thing I know, he called a neighbor and he said, do you want these? So I'm like, I don't even have to post them on Buy Nothing. I already know where they're going, and Randy's the one who found somebody who wants them. And so I was, when I put these in a thing though to go ahead and let go of them, my old self, initially my old self popped in there and said, oh, I need to take these lids off though, because they come with the little metal ones, and I bought these special. And so I thought, oh, but I need to keep the lids. And then I thought, why do you need to keep these lids? If you're giving away the jars, what are you going to do with the lids that you bought them for, to go on them? And I put that lid right back on it, and I'm giving the lids away too. So I have 10 of these and the lids that are going, because I already gave away those metal lids. But for the bigger jars I bought, they came different size lid for them. But they come with their little metal lids. I took those off because I got the plastic lids to go with those as well. These don't rust. These things, if I'm washing them all the time, they're going to get rusty. These things, they don't rust. And so I took all of these off. I put the plastic lids on the new jars. And so I have a thing of lids as well. So maybe somebody who's doing some canning can use those. So I will post those on Buy Nothing. They've never been used, so they should be fine. They came with the jars. So anyway, I'm like, I'm not keeping those. Another thing that I have here is this little doily. Now, to be honest, this belonged to somebody in the family. I don't know if they made it or if it was just theirs. I'm thinking supposedly they made it, but I don't even know. My mom gave it to me, I think. That's the other thing. I don't know if this came from Randy's mom or my mom. But I think my mom gave it to me because it was somebody else's in the family. But I don't remember who. Don't even remember which side of the family. And so it's like, okay, but if you're keeping something because it belonged to somebody and you don't even remember who anymore, why are you keeping it? Okay, so, well, but I had 4. I had 2 like this and 2 other ones. I already decluttered the other 3 because I didn't remember who they belonged to or who even gave them to me. But I didn't, and I don't use it. It's a trivet, and I don't use it for that purpose. But I thought, well, I can decorate with it, and then I'll still have it. And then if it ever pops back in my brain where it came from, I'll have it, right? And so I've been using it as decoration, but I keep seeing it, and I keep thinking, why am I keeping that? Why am I keeping that? Why am I keeping that? That just keeps going through my head. So it's like I'm finding a place to put it. You know, I'm searching and finding a place. I'm finding a place, but why am I putting in so much effort for this thing? And I don't even know. Why am I keeping it? I'm not keeping it anymore. It's going. So it took a while to get there, but I'm there and it's going. And then also, that's the same thing with this. It didn't come from somebody else. I actually bought this. This was mine. I used it for a long time, but I'm keeping it. I have been keeping it because it's so cute. I don't have a use for it. It's still in good shape. I mean, I could use it for something, but I don't have a use for it. And the only reason I'm keeping it at this point is because I thought maybe I would use it for a crafty thing, but I haven't used it for a crafty thing, and I don't think I'm going to. I wanted to, but I'm not going to. So I'm going to go ahead and let it go. That wasn't easy, but I'm gonna. And while I was at it, and the reason I'm even looking at these is because my purse was getting kind of ratty, and I need to get a different purse. So I thought, well, why am I going to go buy a purse? I'll just go down the basement and grab myself a purse out of the basement. And, because I have those 2 bins that have totes and purses. And I went through those, but I still had more. And I thought, well, maybe I'll find something in there. I don't have to buy anything. Well, while I was looking for a purse in my bins, I also found this one. And it is another one that I just love it. It is adorable. And I was thinking, well, I can't really carry it as a purse anymore. It's starting to come apart. But it's so cute. Maybe I can find a way to use it as a crafty thing. But how many years has that been? And it's been in my bin. And I'm not going to make a crafty thing out of it. So I'm going to let it go. And then while I was still looking for a purse, I did finally find something, by the way. I haven't decluttered the other one yet because I don't, I want to make sure before I declutter the one that I've been carrying. I want to make sure that one really works. I don't know for sure yet, so I'm kind of still thinking. But then I found this one. This one has not been used, but I just thought it was cute when I bought it, and I probably thought I'd use it for something, but I haven't, and so I'm ready to go ahead and let that one go. And this is another one. It's very cute. I mean, it's pretty color yellow. And I could have pulled this out. My purse that I carry is small, and I could have swapped it out for this one, but I thought, I'm probably not going to want to carry around a yellow purse all the time. It's cute, but I probably won't, which is probably, the reason I say that is because I had this one and I didn't. It's cute, and I like the color, but I didn't carry it, and I've had it for years. And so before it falls apart, I might as well pass it on and let somebody else actually use it. So while I was looking for a purse, I found some purses to let go of. Another thing that I have that I'm ready to let go of, I have this shirt. Now, I love this shirt. I love the color of the shirt. That's kind of my color. But the other day, I was washing the dishes or something, and I noticed on the sleeve somewhere, it has a hole. And so I thought, well, it's getting to yeah, there it is. You probably can't see it, but it's getting a little hole right there. And I thought, well, it's getting to the end of the long sleeve season. So I'm just going to go ahead and put this thing into my pile of things to let go of rather than hanging on to it for another year. I'm just going to go ahead and let it go at this point. And another thing that I am going to go ahead and let go of, because somewhere in this one also, I can't find it right now, but there's also a little hole somewhere in this sweater. And also, this is not my favorite color. This color I like. This color is not my color. And so I've slowly been going ahead and decluttering my gray things. And I just hung on to it because I didn't want to go buy something right now. It's getting close to the end of the season. I'm just going to go ahead and declutter it now that it's the end of the season, and I won't need the long sleeves anymore. So that is going. And then another thing I'll show you real quick, I bought a couple of bras. Now I actually bought one bra online, and when I got it, it didn't fit well, but also it had a hole in it. I mean, I just got it and it was brand new, but it had a hole in it. And they had a return policy, and so I said, it doesn't fit and it's got a hole in it. And so rather than them just honoring their policy, the return policy, they wanted to give me a hard time. And finally, after a while, I'm like, just, whatever, just send me a new one, but a different size and no hole in it, please. And so they did. They sent me another one because I was just sick and tired of dealing with it. And so they sent me another one, and I got it, and it fits better, but it's still not right for me. And that's what I don't like about buying clothes or anything like that online. It just never works out for me. It's just really, irritating. But I thought I'd give it a try, and that didn't work out, but it's okay. So I decided that I'm not going to wear either one of them. Their return policy, they did not honor that, if you ask me, and so I decided I'm just going to give it away. I'm not going to keep it. I can't wear it. It's so hopefully they will benefit someone else or to someone else's because they're two different sizes. So hopefully someone can enjoy them. So another thing that I have recently decided to let go of is my little Lammy. I had several stuffed animals, and I've given most of them away, but this cute little Lammy, I decided to keep him, and I've kept him as a little happy in my closet in the office. And so every time I'd open the closet door, he was right there, and he always made me smile, or she, whatever, it made me smile. But I keep, every time, now when I open that door, I keep thinking, I should let that go, I should let that go. And so I did. I miss it when I open the door now, but it's okay. I'm ready to let it go. So hopefully somebody else can enjoy my little Lammy now. So I'm going to let that go. And also this little doll. I used to have a doll cabinet. It actually was a book cabinet, but it had glass doors on it, and so I used it as a doll cabinet. But I've given away most of my dolls at this point. But I still had this little one here, and she can be used at Christmas time. She's actually considered a Christmas ornament, so she could be a tree topper. She can just sit on a dresser or anything. But I've decided, rather than just keeping her stored, I put her out with my stuff, not on a video or anything, but I put her out with my stuff, and I had her out for a few weeks, and then I decided that I'm ready to let her go. Sometimes we want to hide things away, and then we realize we're ready to let them go. But other things, if they're in storage and we pull them out and we put them out, then we can decide if we want to keep them. Well, that's what I did with her. She's been in storage. I pulled her out, put her out, and now I'm going to go ahead and let her go. So I think someone will enjoy her, though. And then I have this little mousey. This is another thing that I recently, I think it was back around Christmas maybe, or right after Christmas, we decluttered a bunch of our cat toys. And we were intending to replace them and get them some new ones. But we had a little pack of these mice, and they've just been enjoying the mice. So we haven't bought any other cat toys. They're just playing with these and enjoy them. But this one had the little stuffing was coming out, and I didn't want Pumpkin to get that, or PJ. But and I'm also not going to take the time to stitch it. We have plenty. So I'm not going to take the time to stitch it and fix it back. They're cheap. They're not worth me sitting there spending my time doing that. So I'm going to go ahead and let this little cat toy go for safety reasons. And I have a book. This is Janet Ivanovich, Dirty 30, if you're familiar with the Stephanie Plum series. This is book 30. And I used to have all of that series. And I don't know which book it was, but at some point I decided that I don't need to keep them all. I never read them again. So I just started letting them go. And now when I buy one, I just read it and I let it go. And I know you can get them online or, like digital or whatever. Or audiobook. That's what I'm trying to say. You can get the audiobook. I don't really like the audiobooks. I prefer to have the book and hold it and read it myself. And I know you can go to the library and get them, but I don't really read fast. And so I prefer just to have the book myself. And so now what I do is I read the book and I just go ahead and gift it to someone else. Maybe somebody who can't afford the book would enjoy that. But this one's really special. And so the little voice in my head, that little voice from a long time ago that would say, oh, that one's special, so you should keep it. Okay, so because this is what the cover looks like if you take the dust jacket off. I don't know if you can see that. But it's a special cover. They don't usually look like that. And then inside you can see all of the covers of her you can see all of the ones from her previous books. And so for a moment I was like, yeah, I should keep that. And then I'm like, no, I'm not going to keep that. Why would I keep that? Why would, I know it's special, but that's the voice from long ago that would say, keep that because it's special. But what am I going to do with it? I'm just going to have it sitting on a shelf. I'm not going to pull it out and read it. I'm not going to meet Janet Ivanovich and have her sign it for me. And even if I did, why do I need to keep that book just because it's number 30? Someone else can do that if they want to, but I don't need to do that. And so I hushed that little voice in my head that likes to say that sort of stuff to me. So that book is going to be gifted away and blessing someone else so that they can read it. And then I think I did all of that. And then I also have this little sign here, and it says, God is good. And this was given to us by someone at Christmas one year. And it is for, I'm trying to get it so you can see it. But I didn't really have a place to put it, so I've had it hanging on a door, my door downstairs in the basement. And every time I open and close that door, it goes bang, 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 bang. And so I decided, I can't find any place else that I want to put it. I'm just going to go ahead and gift it away, and maybe someone can actually use it somewhere, and it can be a blessing to somebody else. Oh, I almost forgot about this. It kind of rolled away with my stuff. And so I also have this picture here, and you can see it's kind of pretty. I've had this for a long time. I bought it as a print like this, and then I found a frame and put it in it, and we had it at our other house. I had it in the living room, I had it in the bedroom, I had it different places, and it's very pretty. It kind of reminds me of my sister, and I always felt like there's a story in there somewhere. I don't know what it is, but she wouldn't tell she wouldn't tell me what the story was, so I never really knew the story. As a writer, often we're looking for the story, and she wouldn't tell me. She's keeping it a secret. After I give it away, she'll probably tell me. But anyway, I've decided this has been rolled up and downstairs on the shelf in the basement for a long time, a couple of years maybe. I've already decluttered the frame, and I'm not going to put the picture up anywhere. So I'm finally ready to let this go. It was hard to let this go because I just think it's such a pretty picture, but I'm not going to use it, and somebody else can. And speaking of that, I also have this one, and this picture, we didn't get it right when we got married, but probably shortly after. We got married in 1976, so probably maybe in the 80s, I'm not sure. Could have been late 70s, but I think it was probably 80s. And we got this picture, and it just, it was one of the first things I think that I bought for our house myself, like it wasn't given to us by someone, or something, hand-me-downs or whatever. I think this was one of the first things I bought for us, and it's just like young love, and it's always been, very special. I see these out, probably a lot of you had it or seen it out, and you can pick these up at flea markets or anywhere else. But this was ours, and it was, we bought it new, and I don't use it anywhere anymore. I'm not gonna put it up anywhere anymore, but it's still been hard to let it go. But I think I'm finally ready. When I went down there looking for that purse, that's when I grabbed the print picture and this thing off of that door. And no, I already had grabbed that. Yeah, so that's when I grabbed those things too, because I thought, I'm ready. I'm just going to go ahead and do it. I'm not going to wait until I come down here in the basement again and do it then. I'm just going to go ahead and do it while I'm ready. So I'm going to go ahead and let it go. So let me know down in the comments if you found anything around your house that you are ready to let go of today. And was it hard? Was any of it hard for you to let go? Because if you're ready to let it go, it can still be hard sometimes. But if you're ready, you'll know you're ready. And you don't have to let go of anything until you are ready. Till next time, happy decluttering. Bye.
Pumpkin, did you steal that mouse out of Mommy's pile? Did you steal that? You stole that mouse out of Mommy's declutter pile. No, you can't have that. It goes right here. There we go. What you doing, Pumpkin? Yeah? Are you going to declutter some stuff? Yeah. Layers. Layer by layer, the more that I find, I'm changing my mind about what I need and what I will keep, which habits to break and never repeat. Round after round, I'm digging, perusing, picking and choosing which things I'll be losing. Winning back freedom, gaining back time, taking back spaces that should have been mine. Shift after shift, a palpable lift, its own motivation, its own special gift, bound to be paired with pockets of grace, and found in the layers that clutter my space.